Hey guys, I'm Grestar, and how about we watch RWBY, Volume 1, Chapter 3, The Shining Beacon Part 2. So last time, Chapter 2, The Shining Beacon Part 1, I had some issues with it because to me, it didn't seem like a full episode, a full chapter. What it was is, like, it was a really short video for one, you know, being only 6 minutes long, but I've seen videos of shorter length that still had more of a plot, like more of a story that actually furthered things. In this episode, or Chapter 2, all it did was introduce some characters and give us a bit of exposition. But, you know, as far as setting goes, like, they hardly moved on, you know, the campus, I suppose you'd call it, of Beacon, the academy. And it was just very odd to me because it just showed RWBY and Yang started together, Yang left with her friends who we don't see, they're just silhouetted people. Weiss was all pompous. Blake showed up and kind of like told her off, and then they both left, and then Jean showed up, and that was the episode. It was just showing us a bit about a few of the characters, and then nothing, then we were just left. So I felt it was a very unfulfilling episode, and even though I haven't watched Chapter 3 yet, that's why we're here on this video, I feel like they should have combined Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 into one, like, 12-minute long video, or whatever, I don't know the length of this video. But, you know, they should have just combined it so we could actually have more of a complete, cohesive episode than what they gave us in the last one. So I am definitely hoping that Chapter 3, Shining Beacon Part 2, will be better, will be more, like, well thought out, and actually more of an actual episode that could, like, stand on its own a little bit more, because if it's like Chapter 2, it's just going to leave me unfulfilled again unless I combine them in my mind, which I think a lot of people have done, being a Part 1 and Part 2. But still, even with that, they should have something begun. You know, usually with Part 1, Part 2s, by the end of Part 1, there's already been some sort of plot line established, and it's just kind of a to-be-continued cliffhanger sort of thing. But in Chapter 2, we were just left with, again, introductions. Chapter 3 is where everything is going to be, I think, you know, like, starting off. But they just should have done that earlier, or combined them into one episode. So, yeah, that's my complaint, but I'm hoping that this chapter will help clear some things up. And with that said, let's get to watching. So, play. And I'm not gonna skip the intro, because I don't want to mess up your, you know, synchronization with me, but it's pretty short anyway. So, we'll just dance in the meantime, and look at Fire-Eyed, I eat sniper bullets with my hand girl. And there's Jean with his team. Like, I know a little bit about this because of what my brothers told me, where RWBY, like, they have teams of 4 people, and that's what each of the letters spell out, you know. Anyway. So, like, I know Jean's on his separate team.
RWBY, over here! I saved you a spot! Oh, hey, I gotta go. I'll see you after the ceremony.
Hey, wait! Ah, great.
Now I'm
Where am I
alone.
supposed to find another nice, quirky girl to talk to?
Hey, what about that non-silhouetted
You
girl?
mean since you ditched me and I exploded?
Yikes.
You exploded?
Meltdown already?
No, I literally exploded a hole in front of the school, and there was some fire, and I think some ice.
Oh, when she sneezed.
Sarcastic.
I wish.
I didn't realize there
I
was
tripped
actually a
over
crater
Krabby
there.
Girl's luggage, and then she yelled at me, and then I sneezed, and then I exploded, and then she yelled again, and I felt really, really bad, and I just wanted her to stop yelling at me. You! Oh God, it's happening again! You're lucky we weren't blown off the side of the cliff.
Oh my god, you really exploded.
It was an accident. It was an accident. What's this?
The Schnee Dust Company is not responsible for any injuries or damages sustained while operating a Schnee Dust Company product.
Stop shaking your dust.
The Schnee family highly encourages their customers to read and familiarize themselves with this easy-to-follow guide to dust application and practice in the field.
You really want to start making things up to me?
Absolutely.
Read this and don't ever speak to me again.
Look, it sounds like you two just got off on the wrong foot.
Yeah, RWBY has nothing
Why
really to
don't you start
apologize
over and
for.
try to be friends,
I mean,
okay?
well, okay, she
Yeah,
did,
great
but
idea,
she already
sis.
apologized.
Hello, Weiss. I'm RWBY. Want to hang out? We could go shopping for school supplies. Yeah, and we can paint our nails and try on clothes and talk about cute boys like tall, blonde, and scraggly over there. Well, really? No.
So mean.
I'll keep this brief.
Okay.
You have traveled here today in search of knowledge, to hone your craft and acquire new skills.
I would assume
And when
so.
you have finished, you plan to dedicate your life to the protection of the people. But I look amongst you, and all I see is wasted energy, in need of purpose, direction. You
Okay.
assume knowledge will free you of this, but your time at this school will prove that knowledge can only carry you so far. It is up to you to take the first step.
Okay. Right, but that's why they're in school, right? Isn't that the first step?
Tomorrow, your initiation begins. Be ready. You are dismissed.
The word initiation is just
Kind of
scary.
Off. It's almost like he wasn't even there.
I'm a natural blonde, you know.
Naturally scraggly, too. Mm-hmm.
It's like a big slumber party.
I don't think Dad would approve of all the boys.
Just an
though.
immediate bounce.
I know I
No
do.
bounce at all. Oh.
Ugh. What's that?
A letter to the gang back at Signal. I promised to tell them all about Beacon and how things are going.
Aw, that's so cute!
Shut up! I didn't get to take my friends with me to school. It's weird not knowing anyone here.
What about John? He's nice. There you go. +1 friend.
Yay!
100% increase.
Pretty sure Weiss counts as a negative friend. Back to 0.
There's no such thing as negative friends. You just made 1 friend and 1 enemy.
Yeah!
Look, it's only been 1 day. Trust me, you've got friends all around you. You just haven't met them yet.
Strangers, yeah. Friends you just haven't met.
That girl.
You know her?
Not really. She saw what happened this morning, but left before I could say anything.
Well, now's your chance.
Well, wait! What are you doing?
What a good big sister.
I believe you two may know each other.
Aren't you that girl that exploded?
Yeah. My name's Ruby. But you can just call me Crater.
No, don't.
Actually, you can just call me Ruby.
There you go. It's like, don't give in to
Okay.
that.
What are you doing? I don't know. Help me.
So, what's your name?
Blake.
Well, Blake, I'm Yang, Ruby's older sister. I like your bow.
Thanks.
It goes great with your pajamas.
Right.
They're both black or shades of it.
Nice night, don't you think?
Yes, it's lovely. Almost as lovely as this book. That I will continue to read. As soon as you leave.
Yeah, this girl's a lost cause.
What's it about?
At least she's nice about it.
Your book.
Compared to, like, you know,
Does it have a
Weiss.
name?
Well, it's about a man with 2 souls, each fighting for control over his body.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
that's real lovely.
I love books. Yang used to read me every night before bed. Stories of heroes and monsters. They're one of the reasons I want to be a huntress.
Why is that? Hoping you'll live happily ever after?
Well, I'm hoping we all will. As a girl, I wanted to be just like those heroes in the books. As someone who fought for what was right and who protected people who
That's
couldn't protect
right.
themselves.
That's very ambitious for a child.
Really noble, yeah.
Unfortunately, the real world isn't the same as a fairy tale.
Well, that's why we're here. To make it better.
Oh, I'm so proud of my baby sister.
I'm pretty sure they're all based, like, these 4 are based on fairy tales, right?
Ruby Yang, it's a
What in
pleasure
the
to...
world is going on over here? Don't you realize some of us are trying to sleep? Oh, not you again! Shh, guys, she's right. People are trying to sleep.
Oh, now you're on my side.
I was always on your side.
Yeah, what's your problem with my sister? She's only trying to be nice.
She's a hazard to my health.
I don't think those candles were lighting the entire room. Unfortunately, this episode also ended without much happening at all. Again, I'll wait to talk about it until the... Oh, it's already over. Okay, well, just so you guys know again, this episode was 6 minutes and 38 seconds long. It just ended for me. So now to talk about this one. Same issue as last time, really. Nothing really happened. I mean, things obviously happened. You know, we got to see a lot of talk between the characters, but nothing happened, really. It was still just more introduction of characters. And I can see that's a lot of that stems from the fact that these episodes are so short. And so you can only include so much. And when you still need to introduce your characters, then yeah, you need to dedicate a certain amount of time to doing so. But I just think that instead of having multiple episodes, you should have just had one longer episode introducing the characters. You know, I was really hoping that something would, like, more substantial and, like, plot-worthy would have come from, you know, part 1 and part 2 combined, where part 1 was introduction and part 2 was like something starting. But so far it's all just been introduction. And I will say that I have enjoyed getting to know these characters better. Like, there have definitely been some funny parts, and RWBY seems really cute, and I like that Yang is a good big sister and things like that. I think that, you know, Blake, while she's more, you know, absorbed in her own world, she would at least seem nice about it. Weiss, I still don't really like all that much. She's just a big old grump face right now. But, by the way, the chibi little Weiss plush, I say grump face because she has the most adorable grump face in that plush. Hold on a second. Alright, I'm back. I'm just saying. Look at that face. It's the cute. She's adorable. Her little grump face is adorable. Anyway, that's what I'm saying though. So there have been a lot of cute, funny moments. It's nice to see the characters, you know, like, getting to know each other and just learning about them for myself and everything. But the issue is that an episode needs more than just, hi, my name is this and I like this and dislike this. Like, there needs to be more content than just that. And I'm debating in my mind over whether that's specifically why they're called chapters instead of episodes, because if you look in, like, if you're reading a book, you know, you can have a chapter that's pretty much just dedicated to character introductions. But I feel like between, you know, a book and a video format like this, there need to be certain differences between the two. I mean, that's why this is an anime instead of strictly a book series. And I say strictly because I don't know if it is actually a book series or a manga or anything else. I could see it as being one, but yeah, I don't know. But even in books like that, I don't think that there would be chapters that are solely dedicated to that kind of I don't know. It's hard to think about. Like, I'm not well versed in, you know, many books or in many anime or things like that, you know. I'm very limited in what I've been exposed to, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just also not a good thing, you know. But there's just something about these last two parts that, yeah, kind of rubbed me the wrong way, just in the sense that nothing really happened. And especially for it being, you know, labeled as a part 1, part 2, I figure something has to happen, and nothing did. So I have to say that overall, you know, I mean, like, with that fact in mind, I am disappointed. I, again, am happy to learn more about the characters, and I have come to enjoy them more, except Weiss, who I still think is a butt, which will hopefully turn around once they all start to get along, because that's typically how it works out for me. You know, I just don't like the injustice of someone being all mad at someone else for no good reason kind of thing. But as far as the content of the anime goes, it's been a little bit disappointing so far in that nothing really has been happening for how many episodes have been out so far. Granted, again, in the time that I've watched, each one has only been like 6 minutes long, so that means between 3 episodes, I've really only seen 18 minutes, which is, you know, just about the length of one actual anime episode. But still, do you know what I mean, guys? I'm not trying to be overly harsh, I'm just trying, like, this is what I've been thinking as I was watching, and these are the feelings that I have by the end of it, as a result of it, you know? So I just have to express myself without, you know, I'm not trying to lie or make any false claims, or also bring up unnecessary drama. This is just what I have coming to my own mind, so yeah. To talk a little bit more about the characters themselves then, I find Jean to be an interesting character so far because he seems kind of secure in his insecurity, if you know what I mean. It might sound a little bit paradoxical, but yeah, that's just what he comes across as, because he's not this, like, super handsome, heroic looking character. I mean, you see when they look at the boys, they specifically have all these attractive, like, shirtless men, you know, doing their own manly things or whatever, and then you have him walking by in what looked like, you know, a footsie onesie kind of thing. I don't know if that was it, but just from my brief recollection, that's what it reminded me of, or looked like. And it was amusing, but he was confident enough to be able to wear that, so I think he's aware that he is not the typical cool guy, but he also seems at least reasonably okay with that, you know? And maybe in the future we could even have, like, a subplot about his own character development arc, you know? And I think that that would be really interesting. Because he obviously is going to be one of the more main characters. I mean, we have the 4 main characters between RWBY, Yang, Blake, and Weiss, but, which, you know, not in that order, obviously. But, Jean, you know, was introduced in Chapter 1, even, and then again in Chapter 2, and he's still here in Chapter 3. I just have to assume, especially considering he wasn't a silhouetted character, that we're going to see more of him. And I think that that would be good. I would like to see more about his character. As for the others, again, I briefly talked about it, but, you know, RWBY seems really cute. Yang seems cute too, but in that, like, over peppy, like, big sister kind of way, which I find amusing. You know, I've enjoyed it so far. And just the fact, like, what are you doing? I don't know, help me! You know, that was really funny. It was cute. And again, Blake seems nice, but kind of in her own world. But I think that once she opens up, she's going to be a much more friendly person. Even though I wouldn't say she was unfriendly so far, but she was trying to drop hints and the other two weren't getting it, so she had to get more blunt with it. That's all I think it was. I didn't think that was particularly rude. Especially considering when you think about it, Ruby and Yang did go and interrupt her own private little study, so that was on them. And then Weiss again being a butt, but I know it's gonna turn around, and I would like to see more about her character, more as to why she's like that, because usually the snotty, bratty kind of characters, you know, they have their own problems and insecurities. I mean, everyone does, but you especially see it with them, because you might think, oh, they live such perfect, rich lives, but deep down, you know, they're really hurting. So, it will be good to see more development. I just want to see more substance to these episodes is the issue. There's just not enough substance and plot stuff, so that's what I think. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this, though, in the comments below, whether you agree, disagree, what your own thoughts on this were. Again, try not to be defensive, because I'm not trying to insult anyone or say that this is, you know, like a bad anime. I just think that things should have been executed differently, and I gave my reasoning. You can give yours if you do disagree, but, like, I'm not trying to fight you guys. I want you to know that. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Look forward to next time I have one of these episodes, which very well might be tomorrow or the next day. I mean, after I posted this, you know. And with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!